Coming up on Around San Diego, many of you are looking for ways to donate to the victims of the Los Angeles wildfires, but scam artists are looking to take advantage of that too. How you can avoid those scams. And a bold new push for safer streets in the city of San Diego, how a new program aims to eliminate traffic deaths and injuries. Plus, city officials are warning about a phishing scam around parking. Around San Diego starts now. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us as we take you around San Diego. I'm CBS 8's Jenny Day. I'll get you caught up on a week's worth of news and look ahead in less than 30 minutes. So more Santa Ana winds are in our forecast, but those extreme winds and dangerous fire conditions finally have eased up a little bit in Los Angeles, giving firefighters an advantage in containing multiple fires that are burning there. Airbnb and a number of large hotel chains in the region are now offering displaced residents low or no charge accommodations. Governor Newsom also signed an executive order this week allowing mobile and manufactured homes and RVs to be used as housing outside of designated areas during the rebuild. Impacted residents can also apply for individual assistance from FEMA until March 10th. Now, along with the physical devastation caused by the recent LA wildfires, many people are now grappling with the emotional impacts. Medical professionals warn that traumatic natural disasters can significantly increase the risk of mental health disorders. These events can also be deeply triggering for individuals who have experienced similar traumas in the past. Marilyn Johnson Caslow survived the devastating Cocos fire in Harmony Grove back in May of 2014. She shared with us that during the initial nights of the recent LA wildfires, she could not sleep.
Absolutely have PTSD from it. I didn't before. This is 10 years later, and I'm experiencing it.
Yeah, so experts say apps can provide free mental health support. It's also often helpful to take action, like volunteering to help those fire victims. You can find credible resources on CBS8.com. And because, again, us San Diegans can relate and the devastation is so widespread up there, our generous community, of course, wants to help. But that's prompting law enforcement to warn anyone who wants to donate money to do their research first. CBS 8's Richard Allen has more.
Unfortunately, we've seen before that emergencies like this, in addition to bringing out the best in so many, also bring out bad actors.
Those bad actors prey on others' good intentions.
Scams come in many forms. They're often creative, confusing, persuasive.
Often they appear as legitimate-sounding charities that may contact you via phone, email, or text message to try to get you to donate.
There are a lot of people wanting to help. There are a lot of people who need help. And so when you're deciding what charity to use, you should do your homework.
Karina Leyugan is a consumer protection attorney with the Federal Trade Commission based in Los Angeles. She says before making a donation, research the organization using websites like the BBBY's Giving Alliance, Charity Navigator, and Charity Watch. A simple Google search is also a good idea.
You can look up the name of the charity and with terms like complaints or review, or fraud or scam, and that can help you determine whether or not that is a legitimate charity that you want to be contributing to.
Some other tips. Legitimate charities use .org, not .com in their websites. Also, never click on links that you receive through text messages or emails. Instead, type out the website's address to verify whether it's real. And be careful of fake charities using copycat names.
Some even create fraudulent organizations with names that sound eerily legitimate and are easy to fall for, like American Red Cross of California. Sounds good, sounds legitimate, sounds official. It's not.
Potential donors should also be wary of crowdfunding requests. While some sites do a good job vetting their posts, others don't.
All it takes is something on your social media feed about a story about a family who lost everything and has small children, and you don't know if that's real or fake.
Richard Allen, CBS 8.
Yeah, so much actual good is happening too. This week, 9 trucks filled with donated goods left for LA from the Rock Church here in San Diego. Throughout the week, people have been donating everything from water to diapers and new clothes. There are also snacks and energy drinks for those fire crews. We talked to Pastor Miles McPherson about the amazing show of support.
Appreciate what we have and say, is there someone in my life that I can go help? It's better to give than receive. We really experience that when we actually give to somebody who has a bigger burden than us.
Yeah, so you can find other ways to help the victims of the Los Angeles wildfires by visiting our website, cbs8.com. Well, now to a bold new push for safer streets in the city of San Diego as officials unveil what they say is a data-driven plan to tackle some of our most dangerous intersections. The initiative promises to identify high-risk areas and implement life-saving safety measures. CBS 8's Abby Black is working for you. She shows us how this program aims to eliminate traffic deaths and serious injuries.
The city launched Vision Zero in 2015. They set an ambitious goal, 0 traffic deaths by 2025. While that target remains out of reach, the city is taking action. They're identifying 7 high crash locations for major improvements, like here on El Cajon Boulevard. We're working for you to show you how they hope that this could save lives in your neighborhood.
Yellow lights are flashing.
These new pedestrian beacons are supposed to signal when it's safe to cross, but watch what happens. Drivers keep zooming by. And during my time here, I even witnessed a fender bender at El Cajon Boulevard and Aragon Drive in the College area. On my way back, cars continued ignoring these flashing lights, nearly hitting me in the crosswalk. Stop! All this after the city invested $250,000 in safety measures here, including a pedestrian refuge island.
We absolutely know that safety is of the utmost importance to multiple users across the right-of-way.
While these safety measures are new to drivers, some residents hope it will improve.
Now, there's going to be a death here on this corner somewhere if they don't do something about it. Because people have no respect for anybody. They just,
CBS 8 obtained public records showing more than 430 traffic-related deaths since Vision Zero began, and that number keeps going up. Now, the city's zeroing in on problem areas, specifically intersections where 5 or more crashes led to injuries or deaths in 2023. They identified 7 of these high crash locations for immediate action. They're Kurtz at Rosecrans, 2 sections of El Cajon Boulevard in the College area, Miramar Road at Noble Drive, Briarwood at Paradise Valley Road, Pacific Coast Highway at Taylor Street, and Market Street between 26th and 27th. And if some of these sound familiar, they should. We've worked for you before, reporting on ongoing problems at both Rosecrans and Miramar Road.
Sometimes these crashes involve pedestrians and also motorists as well, looking at what is the root cause and what will be the best improvement for that intersection.
The city plans to add flashing beacons, enhanced crosswalks, upgraded traffic signals, and pedestrian countdown timers. While 5 locations can be improved immediately, 2 need additional funding and should be complete within a year.
I'm glad to see these crosswalks. They're probably expensive, but I think that's important.
Working for you in College area, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Yeah, I certainly hope it helps. Remember, if there is something you'd like us to look into, email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. Well, we now have a Working For You update. The massive encampment known as the Island has now officially been cleared from under Interstate 5 at Friars Road. 5 months ago, we showed you the growing number of encampments there. Dozens of tents, broken furniture, people cooking food, and using rafts to get back and forth to the island. In November, the city of San Diego conducted that massive cleanup, removing 78 tons of waste. More than 90 people were living there at the time, and now 70 have transitioned off the streets, we're told. And now there are regular patrols keeping an eye on that area.
REC has had park rangers assigned to this area. They come out every day, every other day. Neighborhood policing has been out here every week.
Yeah, outreach efforts are moving east now along the riverbed, and similar cleanups will take place in Mission Valley next. Well, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has agreed to do a full public health study on the impacts of the Tijuana sewage on people's health. The study will look into how exposure to hydrogen sulfide, which is what makes sewage smell bad, can harm people's health. This comes after the Environmental Protection Agency rejected a petition to consider the Tijuana River Valley for Superfund designation. That would have let the EPA take over cleanup efforts. Well, right now, San Diego city officials are warning of a scam around parking. They say scammers set up a fake website that impersonates a city webpage requesting payment for parking tickets. The text usually says your vehicle has an unpaid parking invoice and then directs you to click on a website to pay the balance. Well, CBS 8 spoke with one viewer who got that text and says immediately they knew it was suspicious.
Says to avoid disconnection, pay the fine. I was like, okay, whoever created this scam, I mean, they even did the wording wrong.
Yeah, so the city warns it is a widespread phishing attempt. Their advice, do not click on the link, ignore the message, and block that number. To check if you do owe money, though, for an unpaid parking ticket, go to sandiego.gov/parking/citations to check legitimately. Coming up, the County Board of Supervisors voted this week to hold a special election to fill the vacancy for that ever-important seat representing the South Bay. Welcome back. The County Board of Supervisors voted this week to hold a special election to fill the vacancy in District 1. Supervisor Nora Vargas announced last month that she was resigning from that seat. As CBS 8's David Godfredson reports, it was a unanimous decision.
The residents of District 1 deserve to choose someone they feel is right for them.
Public speakers on both sides of the aisle were in rare agreement Tuesday on what county supervisors should do about the vacancy in District 1.
We would like to see a special election because this gives the people of District 1 the control of who they want to see in that seat.
Es nuestro derecho que nosotros elijamos a nuestro representante.
It is our right that we need to choose who our representative should be.
Nora Vargas resigned as District 1 supervisor, representing Chula Vista and the South Bay, weeks after winning the election, citing personal safety and security reasons.
Nora Vargas should foot the bill. How she did it, when she did it, and now the taxpayers have to pay for a special election because that's how it's going to go.
Speakers may have been in agreement, but it wasn't always cordial agreement.
You have to have a special election, obviously. It's the only thing that's fair. And I think it's great that you guys are just locked against each other until then. Maybe you won't be able to pass a bunch of crap that screws everyone.
When Fletcher resigned, the election expense was $5 million. And it's probably going to be the same or more this time around. But the cost of democracy is invaluable.
The special primary election will now take place on April 8th. If no candidate wins a majority of the vote, the general election will take place on July 1st, at a cost of up to $3.3 million for each election.
Vice Chair Lawson-Remer, that motion passes unanimously with all supervisors being present and voting aye.
See how well we're all getting along and collaborating.
The Board of Supervisors currently is divided with 2 Republicans and 2 Democrats. Whoever wins the District 1 seat likely will be the tiebreaker for many future votes. At the Downtown County Building, David Godfredson, CBS 8.
We'll keep you posted. David, thank you. Well, the San Diego Unified School District is still trying to determine the extent of a data breach where students' personal information may have been stolen. The district uses Student Information System PowerSchool, which says hackers potentially gained access to sensitive data such as Social Security numbers and medical information. The district sent notices to the families of nearly 100,000 students last week. Well, ComicCon International is committing to staying in San Diego for now. Mayor Todd Gloria says organizers signed an agreement to hold the convention center in San Diego through 2027, hold the convention in San Diego. So this year, ComicCon is set to take place July 24th through the 27th. Tickets are already sold out. Still ahead, how a new California law aims to reduce the amount of clothing waste. New details in an Earth 8 report. Well, it's estimated the average piece of clothing is worn 7 to 10 times before it's tossed. But that figure has changed dramatically in the past 15 years because of fast fashion. Quick clothing trends have led to a huge increase of textiles ending up in landfills. CBS 8's Sean Stiles has details on a new California law this year to address that in this Earth 8 report.
Textile waste ending up in landfills is a huge problem. So at the end of 2024 here in California, Senate Bill 707 was signed, which makes manufacturers start to put together a plan to take care of their textiles that are left behind, which is already happening in resale shops like this at Thrifty Threads in Encinitas. SB 707 is focused on giving clothes an extended life and use, which is a big part of why Maddie Hoffman and Elise Parker work at Thrifty Threads.
So I think it's super helpful to not only our environment and like future generations as well as ours, but also making sure that fashion is still something that's unique and it's fun for everyone, and it's not necessarily just like buy and click.
Providing like affordable clothes for people rather than having it end up somewhere that is just going to be wasted or used as, you know, just taking up space in a landfill somewhere. Providing these for people at a cheap, like affordable price so that they can have the latest trends but still feel good about it.
Known as the Responsible Textile Recovery Act, it is requiring certain producers of apparel and textile products to establish a producer responsibility organization that will fund programs in California for reuse, repair, and recycling. The reason for 707 is that it's estimated in 2021, 1.2 million tons of unused textiles were dumped into landfills here in California.
We want people to rethink their use.
Jessica Toth is the executive director at the Solano Center and says that is a huge problem.
When it goes to the landfill, it off-gasses, it's filling up our landfills, that is the textile waste, but in addition, it off-gasses. Any organic material creates methane, which is a very potent greenhouse gas.
Just by their nature, landfills are big polluters with off-gassing, and textiles are quickly rising to the top.
Organic material in the landfill is the third largest emitter of greenhouse gases. And of that, food waste is the largest portion, but the one that's growing at the fastest rate is clothing.
By 2026, the select clothing and textile producers will have to start to have collection stations in place to repurpose their products and extending their usefulness.
And if we don't keep it out of the landfill, again, we're running out of capacity in our landfills and we're creating greenhouse gases.
The Solano Center is showing people how they can make a difference now with the Zero Waste Textile Expo.
There's one coming up in March where we educate people about fast fashion. We have an opportunity for them to work with a seamstress or a sewer to have it fixed if there's a problem. And then also we have a clothing swap.
Last year's event had 83% of the items brought in repurposed. This year, it's on March 23rd, and I'll put a link on our web story. Senate Bill 707 goes into full effect in 2028, but you can start to do your part right now by shopping in resale shops like this, Thrifty Threads in Encinitas, and keep that unwanted clothes from ending up in the landfill. Sean Stiles, Earth 8.
It really is interesting. We all have to be mindful and do our part. So appreciate you, Sean Stiles. That will do it for us. Thank you for your time as well. Thanks for staying informed. I'm Jenny Day for CBS 8.